Welcome into the Set It Off Network. I'm your host, Michael Setatal, reacting. LSU drops this one in Tuscaloosa, 20-9. Abysmal performance offensively for the Tigers in Frank Wilson's head coaching debut as the interim guy. Man, this was a mess. It was a mess from start to finish offensively. Credit the defense. I thought the defense played great tonight, honestly, for the circumstances they were kind of dealt, handicapped by the offense. It kind of felt like it did earlier in the season. It was really good to see that the defense played a lot better than they had been playing because they had kind of got torched the last couple times they went out there. But it was good to see the fight. I thought the team played extremely hard. I thought they were a lot more physical defensively for sure. They played with a little bit more toughness, it felt like. Obviously, biggest story in this game is the offense. Nussmeier gets benched. Honestly, didn't have a terribly bad game, but I mean, just so many mistakes offensively. I mean, it's hard to put blame on one guy, but it definitely feels like with how terrible the offensive line is consistently, that it's like, man, Michael Van Buren's like really your best chance to win, and that's not like saying that he's automatically like a better quarterback than Nussmeier. But it's just as terrible as they are blocking. Like you have zero chance with Nuss, man. He's a sitting duck back there. He makes pretty terrible decisions in the pocket. And when he actually does have time to throw, he really never cuts it loose anymore. It's like the complete opposite of like who he was. It's kind of crazy to think that Nuss is like scared to throw the football down the field now, but I mean that's what it is. So I mean I feel like this is Michael Van Buren from here on out. Like I really don't see Nuss getting back in the lineup. I feel like Michael Van Buren gives you the best chance to win, but honestly, I mean it didn't really matter if you put damn Tom Brady back there tonight. I mean the offensive line still can't block. You really can't run the ball. My God, the receivers couldn't catch the ball tonight. Um, Felt like in the second half you had several chances there to make big time conversions and have opportunities for big plays there, and you just didn't catch the football. So I mean, it was really as simple as that. Pre-snap penalties, offensive line, just killer penalties that you can't do when you're that bad at blocking. You really can't afford to get behind the sticks. And LSU felt like they were playing behind the eight ball all night. It was one of those games where it felt like it was a lot further of a gap than maybe the score reflected. I think it was a one possession game there until about 3.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter there, but three field goals is all your offense was able to muster. You missed the field goal in the first quarter. Um, After a really good drive there, you actually had two really good opening drives. Um, that just resulted in 3 points. So it wasn't like you couldn't move the ball. I mean, it's the same issues. I mean, we're just kind of regurgitating the same things over and over again. It's just a different opponent this time. I mean, you get inside the 20 and, you can't score a touchdown. So it's really hard to beat good teams when you're constantly always having to kick field goals and other teams score touchdowns when they get inside the red area. And that has been the story of LSU over the last two seasons. Didn't really think it was going to change tonight magically, but the opportunities were there, and that's kind of what bad football teams do. They make mistakes that end up losing them football games, and that LSU did a really good job of that tonight. Whether it was penalties, whether it was drops, um, the crucial turnover on the big third down conversion from Bauer Sharp early in the game that gave Alabama a free 3 points. Like I said, your defense battled their behinds off all night to kind of keep you in this thing, and the offense was just nowhere to be found. You had like I said, you had plenty of opportunities to go down there and score and get in the end zone, and just were never able to crack that line. So I mean, here you are, 5-4, 2-4 in the SEC. I mean, the season's over. I mean, it's been over, but it's kind of nailing the coffin now. That was kind of like your last hurrah. I'm sure a lot of people saw like the score of the Florida Kentucky game, and this LSU team very well could be something similar to that, where you kind of put a lot of your energy into this football game, and now that football game hasn't gone your way, it could be a rough last couple weeks here. You have a really talented Arkansas team coming in that could easily beat you if you continue to play football like the way you've been playing football. So, um, but I fully expect, honestly, that Michael Van Buren is going to be the starting quarterback come next week when you take on Arkansas. But I mean, tonight was a total. They say it's a team effort, and it was for sure a team effort. There was not one person offensively that was responsible for how bad they were. It wasn't the quarterback. It wasn't just the offensive line. It wasn't the receiver. It was a good mixture of everybody. Everybody made sure to do their part tonight in today's loss. So just a bad game. Just a bad game overall. Kind of what we expected. I didn't expect it to really look pretty. I did expect it to be a little competitive there, just because I thought LSU was going to bring a different type of mentality into the game, which I felt like they did. Play with a little bit more edge tonight, whether it was, just bigger hits, kind of just bringing a physicality to the game that we hadn't seen under Brian Kelly. And I knew a Frank Wilson coach team was going to have that physicality and kind of bring back that part of LSU football. And they did a really good job of that tonight. So, hats off to the defense, hats off to Blake Baker. Hopefully, whoever comes in, really evaluates that defensive staff and understands the quality guys that are on that defensive staff, and some of the quality players that are still on that defense that you can retain. But man, it's a lost season for LSU. So I mean, there's really not much to harp on. I mean, it kind of is what it is at this point. You are who you are. It wasn't going to change overnight just because you have a new coach. But I was proud that they went out there and they fought. Man, they battled. They're just not good. They're just not a very good football team, and that's pretty much what it comes down to. Alabama is a really good football team, and they didn't play extremely well tonight. And they still won the game pretty comfortably. Didn't really have much adversity to go through in the game. LSU really didn't put them in many stressful situations. It like I said, it just is what it is. But here we are, 5-4. I think a lot of LSU fans are like me, and they're just kind of ready to get this thing over with. And I really could care less whether they win or lose on Saturdays. It's not going to make a damn difference if they go play in the Reliant Quest Bowl or the Birmingham Bowl to me. I don't care about bowl games that are outside of the playoffs, just like 98% of the people out there don't. So, we'll see. LSU is going to be bowl eligible. They're going to be Western Kentucky. So, it'd be good to get those bowl practices in. And hopefully, obviously the season's more about finding the next head coach of the football program. So, that'll probably be more of what we talk about throughout the year, or the end of the season here. You got a game next week in Arkansas, Western Kentucky coming up, and then a game at Oklahoma to end the year. And then you'll be wrapping it up, and we'll be talking about recruiting, talking about coaching changes, and all kinds of stuff. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Drop your comments. Let me know what you're thinking. LSU season kind of going downhill here fast. What are they, 1-4 in their last 5 games? So not ideal, man. Not LSU standard of football by any means. But appreciate you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next time.